How's it going, guys? Welcome to the Weeb Lounge. I am Nick, and in this character spotlight, well, it's summertime. The summer characters are going to start hitting. Usually we get ourselves a lot of good ones. The one-star character that we're going to be getting, it's Hiyori, cat girl, by water, in pool. He's okay with this. Just a little side note there, guys. I am on the DMM player right now. Apparently there was some issue that happened recently where Google Play doesn't take Visa, MasterCard, or some other stuff like that now. So all my payment options kind of went out the window. So now I got it on DMM, but it still works on my mobile and the Android emulator. I can play it on all of them, same account, just not at the same time. Kind of nice, actually. This thing runs smooth. I should have done this maybe a while ago or whatever. But rank 24, I spent a lot of stamina and jewels getting her to this and getting the orb and all the stuff, because this was I did this a lot quicker than what I usually do. But anyways, 1-star freebie edition, got her to 3 stars right now, rank 24, 238. And let's go over the skills. Skill number 1, Paw Splash, increases the physical attack power and attack speed of allies within her immediate vicinity. The more allies in range, the better the buffs. Okay, this is going to be a little weird because Hiyori, let's see, you got regular Hiyori, who is, punch face kitty or whatever, just murders everything. You have the New Year's edition of her that, does a lot of attacks, defense down, stuff like that. Are those the only two that we got, or am I brain dead? I think that's the only two that we got. No, Princess Hiyori, which is more defense down, pew pew, kitty punch face. This is actually a support character. Support Hiyori, kitty support. I like it, it's fine. Skill number 2. I don't know if I got this right. It's like Hattori Hai Bui, which is like Hardy Hai Bui or something. I couldn't really figure this one out phonetically. Somebody down in the comments, if it's different or something weird, let me know, because I apparently don't. Okay, it heals all allies in her immediate vicinity for a very small amount and heals over time for about 10 seconds. So the initial heal, I think, is like 2152 hit points, and then each ticks 947 or scales however accordingly. Is one of those things, like a little bit of a heal. It's not that much, it's not significant, but it might just be enough to keep you guys, going or whatever. It's okay, I guess. Remember, it's a 1-star character. I'll get to that. EX skill increases physical attack. If you have her 5 stars, I ain't got a clue, but it's probably physical attack. But here's the thing, it might not be with this one, because it does increase her physical attack right now, but she doesn't do much attacking. She literally only does damage on her auto attack. The other time she does damage, so it doesn't really make much sense for this. I'm hoping that maybe a 5-star would be physical defense or something like that. So if somebody actually rushed and got her to 5 stars or whatever, or like this is some kind of update, mention it in the comments. And yeah, I have a feeling it might not just be physical attack power, because it doesn't benefit her nearly as much. The Union Burst, Hiyori Sunshine Cheer. She basically breaks out the pom-poms and does a little dance by the beach. I'm okay with this too. I like this character. Anyways, it increases the physical attack power, physical crit chance, and physical crit damage of all allies in her immediate vicinity. The amount of the buff is higher the more allies she has in range. So basically, she buffs a bunch of people as long as they're like really close to her. If they're not very close to her, you're outside my circle. Forget you. Maybe she's a little bit of a snob in there too. I don't know. It's Hiyori. Everybody likes Hiyori. I like Hiyori. Whatever. It's one of my favorite characters. Believe me, and Hiyori, my top 2. So this is like a support character, but this is what's weird. I'm going to throw her into combat here. I'm still trying to get more shards because it's one of those characters you don't have to get to 5 stars. It's like purely support, pretty much. Not pretty much. It is. So you don't need to get her to 5 stars. 3 stars is probably perfectly fine, but I want to do it anyways. It's Hiyori. Hiyori, kitty punch face. Kitty, not so much punch face. Let's slow this down a little bit. He's got the pom-poms and everything going on. What the hell? Oh, never mind. Kitty punch. She still does the kitty punch face. That's fine. Okay, here's the thing. Now, her Union Burst and what was it? Her skill number 1. They both, look at that. She's all athletic stuff. That does a lot better job than Summer Hatsune, that's for sure. Anyways, the immediate range thing or whatever, that always basically it's me telling you guys that it's just like characters in her, just right around her, right? It's not necessarily one in the back or all the way in front. It depends on where they're at and blah blah blah. I actually really like that. This is a cat in the water, whatever. But in terms of her immediate range, basically it will hit everyone in the front row and then the middle half of the middle row. Like the middle front half of the middle. So, okay, so you got front, you got middle, you got back. You get all the front, and only half of that middle, that's where her skill, that's who she's going to hit. Everybody else is just outside the circle, no cheers for you. Okay? They don't get nothing. So that's actually kind of one of the drawbacks of this character. It's a support class character, but everything has to be tight around her. Here's the other thing. How many support class characters, like pure support, this is a pure support character. How many of them are front line? Then you're scratching my head. I can't think. A lot of pure support are midfield, right? And Summer Siren, she's midfield. It's really, really freaking good support. Or they're way in the back throwing buffs or heals or whatever, right? You don't really have anyone up front that's like doing crazy support. It's just really odd. Okay, so what's the deal with this character? Well, I don't have to tell you whether you pull her or not, because you do the event, boom, you get her. It's great. It's a good character. Is it worth doing? It's worth doing every event. Why are you not doing it? You get jewels and stuff. Do it. That's stupid. But this character might be worth putting a little extra effort into. Because one, it's Hiyori. Take her to 5 stars. It's Hiyori. Why not? Treat kitty girl good. It's fine. Okay, one of my favorite characters. Sorry. But the Union Burst and the skills or whatever, they scale based on how many people are around it. So that is actually one of the drawbacks. You have to tightly pack your groups in order to get the full benefit of this. For example, in her Union Burst, it will buff crit damage, the crit damage that you do based on how many people are. Well, if it's Hiyori just standing by herself, she does 3%. For each ally you add to that, it's another 3%. So if you got all 5 standing around her, yeah, that's 15% damage boost to every time there's a crit. Okay. Like the attack power buff is like 2,390 or something, give or take around there. But if you pack all 5 allies around here, it goes up to like 7,200 almost. It's a huge difference. So it's one of those characters that's like, okay, you got to be careful how you formulate it. You have to pack everything up front and probably hope that you don't need many heals. At least it seems that way with this one. That's one of the drawbacks too. You got to tightly pack them all up front or mid front, the middle, this part thing, whatever. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys. The summer event is all good. I blasted through it real quick. Of course, whales can do that. I know, whatever, every bitch and moan, whatever. But anyways, I mean, that's just for the wallpaper. I get it because you're a cat girl. It's fine. So I don't have to tell you whether or not to pull her, but I'm trying to put out a little bit of speculation on this character. That what do you use her for? Boss fights again. It's one of those things. Arena. I don't see her helping in the arena. Maybe a tad tiny little bit with a heal and some quick buffs or something. I don't know, but I doubt it. But it's another one of those boss fight characters. And right now, I can see her having her uses. I can see if somebody just threw her up front and be like, okay, do something. And she could do something. But not so much. There's other characters that could do more. You won't have to tightly pack your groups up. The buffs are bigger, better, and greater. And plus, she's frontline support. She's up there in the midst getting smacked around or whatever. I mean, it's Hiyori. She's a tough girl. She'd probably be fine, but it's still risky, right? There's just other characters that can do more. But what I'm thinking is, for the long-term thing, like a lot of these freebie characters that have been coming out, for the longest time, 1-star characters have been absolute garbage. The freebie characters have all been garbage. Doesn't matter if you got 3 stars, 5 stars, unique equipment, whatever the heck, they've all been just garbo, okay? But recently, that's not quite the case. This might be one of those cases where she is decent. She is a decent character. She's going to be she's probably like S tier support, kind of somewhere in there, maybe an S plus. one of those characters where, you know, you give her a good piece of proper unique equipment, could make the huge difference, an absolutely massive difference. Like, say for example, you give her a unique equipment and her skill 1, you know, that increases physical attack power and attack speed. If it's more attack power, more attack speed, and maybe throws in an actual attack for Hiyori in there, I can see this actually being a pretty darn good character. I mean, and do the multiplier or whatever, more allies in range, the better the buffs, instead of just like a little bit, it's multiplicative. So the more, it gets even higher and higher. Make up for that having to squish everybody into a little group. So unique equipment can really make a huge difference with this character. It could make, you know, like Christmas Siren. Christmas Siren for the longest time, no, who cared? Nobody cared about Christmas Siren. Then Christmas Siren got unique equipment and she's just a crit mangler machine. Ridiculous. He could do that in a more support role. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. It's Hiyori. It's Cat Girl. You get her for free. Pet her. Take care of her. See you in the next video.